Hello. Hi, guys. I know it has been a minute since I have been on a live stream, and there's reasons for that, and I'll talk about them for a minute. But hello. Hi, Matt. Hi, Lance. Hi, B. Teschner. I wish I knew what your first name was. I think it's Ben, but I don't remember. I'm not sure. Anyways, oh, look here. We've got a newbie. Gobbledygook. Hello, all. I recently found this channel and it spoke to my soul as I am a Xennial born December 1979. Y'all, I got roasted in my comments when I posted my You Don't Know These TV Shows Unless You're an Xennial video. Oh, Ben, see, I was right. Yay. But, yeah, in my video that I did a couple of weeks ago about the 90s television shows for Xennials or Xennials, a lot of people didn't like my pronunciation. They wanted me to say Xennial or Xennial. Somebody wanted me to say Gen Y, which was fun. But yeah, so I'm making a video about Xennials or Xennials or whatever, and it's going to come out soon, but there's a lot of different pronunciations, so. Oh, yay, look here. Hi, Adam. Thank you for subscribing. I super appreciate it. Thank you for the binge watch. I love that. Oh my gosh. Hello. Got all kinds of people here today. Yay. Awesome. So this is my celebration for 50,000 subscribers. I should have done it about 4 or 5 weeks ago. I've actually hit 55,000 since the last month or so that's been pretty cool. The last couple months have been a little bit rough. For those of you that don't know, the newbies here, I had all my teeth extracted in December because I had a periodontal disease in my gums and I had to get them all taken out. And now I have implants and dentures like I'm 90. But anyway, what I'm wearing right now is my healing denture. And then I get my permanents in May. Uh-oh, my cat just came in the door. Buddy, this is not the time. You need to go find a place to park. Anyways. So these are my temporary dentures, and I'm just now getting to the point where I can wear them and talk in them. And so yeah. Anyways, it's been really, really rough. I wasn't prepared for the emotional damage of getting all of my teeth pulled out of my face and not being able to, I don't know, bite into a cheeseburger. I know that sounds stupid, but it's been difficult. I wasn't able to eat for like a whole month. Got every tooth extracted, even my wisdom teeth. I didn't even have my wisdom teeth out until January. So, anyways, hello to all of my subscribers. Hello to all my newbies. I love that you guys put your birthday or birth years in the comments. I love that. I'm a 77 baby. I've said it before. My birthday is November 29th, 1977, which makes me a Gen Xer and also a Xennial, because there's a micro generation between 1977 and 83, give or take a year or two. That is the bridge between X and millennial, analog childhood, digital adulthood. So that's what my channel is all about. Thank you so much, guys, for coming to say hi. I super appreciate it. Ooh, we have a Christmas baby origin story. December 25th. Nice. So yeah, you're right there with these Xennials. All right. So what we're going to do today, I don't know. I just want to talk to you guys, see what's going on. And I found a couple of videos that'll be fun to share and talk about, watch together. I also have been saving reels and all kinds of silly things on my Facebook page and my Facebook group to share those little things you can't really make a video about, but I just thought it'd be fun to watch together. So we're just going to hang out, have a good time together for an hour or 2 or 5 or 10 or however, 10 minutes, whatever it ends up being. Thank you, Carmelo. I super appreciate it. Bicentennial baby, 1976. All right, let's see here. So you liked it when you stretched the definition of Xennials or Xennials to possibly include up to 74. I agree. It has a lot to do with, I've discovered this in my research for this little micro generation. is that it has a lot to do with where you're from, the technology that your parents allowed in your house. Some people were early adapters, some people weren't. And it also had to do with siblings. If you had a brother or sister that was a couple of years ahead of you or behind you, that influenced a lot into what the pop culture was that you consumed and the technology that you used. And so, yeah, I mean, I think you could go back to 74, 75, up into 85. I actually read something the other day that there's somebody has proposed a new generation making this is gonna make people mad, but here we go. Gen X would only be 1960 to 1970, and then they wanted to do another generation between 71 and 85, and then 85 to 2000. I don't know. Generations are so hard to keep up with. They change constantly. Who decides them? Whatever. So, anyways, it's weird because what year you were born, and especially in the 70s and 80s, determines a lot to what pop culture you were exposed to and the technology that you had. So, anyways, I think it's a fun topic. You know, it's really kind of like a lot of what my channel is about. Is just the different definitions of the generation, and you know, where you fall in the generation really determines, you know, the pop culture that you consumed. So, yeah. So I wanted to go ahead and talk about the video that I posted last night. So give me just a second. I'm going to bring it up. All right, Dale. Hey, find a place to park. This is not the time to hang out. Oh, cats. Okay. So, all right. So, I did a video on reality shows from before 1991 when The Real World came out. We always think of reality shows as being something that kind of hit us in the 90s and took off in the 2000s. But there was a lot of shows that were unscripted and were different and weren't really kind of the precursors to reality shows. I'm not going to play it all, but I just kind of wanted to go over a little bit of the shows that I talked about, and then maybe watch a few clips from some of those shows. So, I had somebody say that they didn't know anything about Candid Camera, American Bandstand, all of that stuff. And I was really surprised. I was like, I thought everybody knew about Candid Camera and American Bandstand, but apparently not. But that's how you make these videos, right? All right, so I'm gonna play. I'm still getting used to this whole live stream situation. So we'll get past my long-winded intros. You know, I have to do like a 2 or 3 minute intro before I get into the video, right? Have to give my little commentary. Here we go. So how many of you remember Candid Camera? TV shows this was a big one that put regular people on television. Like when I was little, my parents, I guess it's because my parents loved it so much when they were little. And so anytime it was on TV, we always watched Candid Camera. All right, Dale. Examples of the genre emerged virtually in tandem with the advent of television. All right. Sorry, guys. Began as a radio experiment in 1947 called Candid. So yeah, this one went back to the 1940s. This one was started on radio and went right into television. So that was fun. 1948 on ABC. But it's so like it's funny because a hidden camera show. It's funny because it seems so like lame and elementary now, you know. I don't know how else to say it. Like it's just so basic and you know, bowling balls rolling down the street, or here we have a spring pineapple this guy's eating. Like I don't know. It just seems so simple. But I guess maybe it's very similar to a lot of the prank videos that you see online on social media nowadays. So, I don't know. But Candid Camera was kind of funny. That guy was a basketball player that just started stripping in front of this lady. random. I don't know. Let's go to, so we had American Bandstand was on there. I loved American Bandstand, but honestly, since I was born in 77, I watched more of Dance Party USA. That was kind of more my thing. Look at these clothes. That's what I love about it. The shoes and the clothes. So good, so good. So anyways, so I talked about the stuff that was more reality type. One thing I did, we had Soul Train. Look at those shoes. No, we got to go back. I loved these so much. We got to see this guy's platforms. Look at the clothes and the hairstyles. Amazing. All right, come on. Show me some of those platform shoes. Don Cornelius. That guy had the best voice. Amazing, that deep voice. All right, look at that. Look at the shoes. Amazing. Like when I see those, like I used to wear platform shoes because they were big in the 90s, the big platform clunky shoes. But now I look at them and think, all I think of is broken ankles. I'm going to break my, if I tried to wear anything like that, I would just break my ankles. Yeah, Solid Gold was awesome too. I almost put Solid Gold in there, but it didn't have enough like normal everyday people vibe with it for me. But I love Solid Gold. It was so good. So, ooh, look at that robot that girl's busting out right there. That's some good stuff. Oh, it's so funny because everybody goes, so you Solid Gold, you thought would make the video. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. My videos always start out with like 10 shows to be like 20 minutes long. And then as I make them and as I write them and as I start thinking about shows, the videos get longer, the lists get longer. And before I know it, I'm making an hour-long video. And like at some point I have to cut stuff. Like at some point I've just got to stop because otherwise I would just be talking forever. My videos would be like 2-hour movies. So oh, come here, Dale. Okay, Dale's gonna make an appearance. Hold on. Come here, buddy. Oh. All right. I'm gonna play this video for a minute and I'm gonna take care of my cat. I'm so sorry, guys. Sure.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport.
I'll be right back.
The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat.
ABC's Wide World of Sports wasn't your typical reality show. It was a sports anthology series that aired on ABC and debuted in 1961, but thriving through the 70s and the 80s. Hosted by Jim McKay, its iconic tagline, "The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat," captured the emotions of athletes, many of whom were regular people chasing glory. Unlike polished pro sports coverage, this show spotlighted lesser-known events like lumberjack contests, wrist wrestling, or... Okay, sorry about that. Little cat emergency. Cat servant. Yes, I am the cat servant. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh, I forgot to tell you guys that I have the new t-shirt. Oh, that's one of my newer t-shirts. I wanted to show it to you. It's for Callahan Auto Parts. It from Sandusky, Ohio. I just love it so much, so I wanted to share. Got it at 80stees.com if you want to get a discount. Use my code YourNextLife. All right. So, World Lumberjack Championships. So I want to look at this guy. Demolition derbies. Cutting on this, chopping this log. Nell Lentz in his white outfit. Look at that guy. I would just, the fact that they don't chop off their own feet is pretty incredible. It wasn't stupid drama, but it gave viewers cliff diving in Acapulco. Determined amateurs risking it all. By focusing on these underdogs, Wide World of Sport for reality TV's obsession. Let me turn my voice off here. Emotions. Long before. There we go. You don't want to hear two of me, right, at once. But somebody pointed out in the comments of this video that there was like CBS and NBC had their own versions of ABC Wide World of Sports, but I felt like they were more copycats. ABC's version was so much more iconic, and that tagline, "The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat." So, and it was on for so long, right? And that's where I found a lot of like the ice dancing, the figure skating, gymnastics, all of that good stuff. You'd see a lot of those back then on Wide World of Sports. Evil Knievel, that was a big deal back in the day. What was the guy that was the comedian that was kind of like the Evil Knievel? Oh, what was his name? Bob. And he would like, oh, somebody's gonna remember who that was. I can't think of his name. But oh, it's gonna drive me nuts. I'll think of it in a minute. All right. Super Dave, yes, thank you, Super Dave Osborne. Whatever happened to him? I haven't seen anything about Super Dave in a minute. Einstein was Osborne, and his real name was, I don't remember. Anyways, whatever happened to that guy? He just kind of disappeared. All right. I wanted to talk about American Family. Were you all aware of American Family? This show is crazy. So this family decides or agrees to let this camera crew come in and record them in like 1971. And Super Day passed away. That's sad. I should do something with that. Because he was such a interesting figure. I need to come up with a topic for just interesting random figures that were big in our childhood. Super Dave would definitely be part of that for me, anyways. Oh yes, there is a movie. There's a movie with James Gandolfini about an American Family. What is that? Let's find out. Because I need to watch that. I was thinking about doing here, I'm stopping my thoughts for just a second here. Cinema Verite. Was that it? Yeah. The Cinema Verite series on HBO. I think that's it. Yep, that's it. Cinema Verite. I've seen it. It came out in 2011. Diane Lane, Tim Robbins, James Gandolfini, but I haven't seen it since then. So, anyways, these people, 1971, nobody had ever done this before, and so they had cameras in their house for like 6 or 7 months nonstop, and the Loud family ends up going like the parents end up getting like splitting up and getting divorced while the cameras are rolling. I mean, wow. Like what are the odds? And so their names were if I can remember correctly, Bill and Pat. And then their son Lance Loud, boy, he was a trailblazer, I guess you would say. One of the first he was the first openly gay person on television. And that, like, he went through all of that. He moved out of the house, was in New York or whatever during the filming of the show, and his mom comes out to visit him, and it's just, I can't imagine being there. They are right there. That's Lance on the left, and that's Pat on the right. She's going out to visit him after he moved away. And I can't imagine what an audience in 1973 thought when they saw all this. Like, were they surprised? Were they shocked? Were they like, oh, well? I don't know. I just find it very interesting. Oop, wrong one. The average American today would never want a camera crew in their house. Yes, they don't want a camera crew in their house, but how many people just turn their own cameras on and post it to the world? So yeah, so this is when he's about to leave. There's the daughter, but there's one little scene that I put in when he's out shopping, because he moves out of the house and then he goes and gets his own apartment. Did you all notice the the apartment prices. These are in Southern California, by the way. They're coming after he goes shopping because he's loading up his own. He's stocking his apartment now that he's moved out. Here they are. Southern California. Studio apartments, $150. One bedroom, $170. Two bedroom, $275. Amazing. Oh my gosh. Ooh. I'm still trying to figure out how to do live streams. Does that say per week? No, it says and up, I think. That was a monthly rate. 1973. You know, that was right after. Well, actually, it aired in 1973. They shot this in 1971, which, if you want to get really deep and nerdy for a minute, that was the year that Nixon pulled us off the gold standard all the way, and that was the year that our dollar just went like. Before then, income and wages kept up with the very little bit of inflation that they had, and that's why our parents were able to buy a house and have cars and send kids to college on their middle class incomes, is because we had a strong dollar. But in 1971, off the gold standard, and ever since then, it's gone bananas, which is why inflation's gone so crazy and we can't buy anything and nobody can buy a house anymore. So, anyways, that's lame and dumb and boring. So we're not going to talk about that. All right. Ooh, I did want to show you guys. We'll go on to, well, here was Real People. That was a big one. Sarah Purcell. She was kind of a big deal back in the day. And then, but let's get Dance Fever. Amazing. 70s disco era. Gong Show. I went back and forth on whether or not to include this, but I thought it should go in. Now, I'm going to do a video on the Gong Show because of Chuck Barris. There's a movie called Confessions of a. Hold on. It's been 20 years since I've watched it. I think it's called Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. Yes. There's a movie that came out in 2002 called Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. And it was the first movie that George Clooney directed, and it was written by Charlie Kaufman, and it starred Sam Rockwell as Chuck Barris, and it was based on Chuck's unauthorized biography. So anyway, I don't know if you know this or not, but Chuck Barris claimed that he was working for the CIA. And I mean, who knows if it's right or not. I mean, if he was telling the truth or not. But so Chuck Barris gave us the Gong Show. I think he also produced the Dating Game. I think. So, anyways, in the 70s, he was producing some shows, and he was kind of a big deal. And anyway, so he claims that he was a CIA operative or whatever during his time producing television shows, and they made a movie about it called Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. So I'm going to be doing a video about Barris, that movie, and those shows here in the near future. But this show was a whole mess. Oh my god. Well, look at there. Brian. Hey, Brian. How's it going? His buddy Adam has written an amazing book about the Gong Show called Gong This Book. I'm going to have to try to find that. Sounds like a plan. Thank you. All right. Yes, Chuck Barris was insane. Oh. So anyway, so that's one. Here's the thing. I want to start doing more videos, like telling some more stories like that are like, 10, 20 minutes long, instead of trying to do these hour-long list videos. They just get so long, and they take me 10 days to 2 weeks to find all the clips, write everything, put it all together. And I want to start posting more because because I mean, I want to grow my channel, obviously. I want to give you guys more stuff to watch, and I want to talk about more things. But these style of videos that I've been making just take way too long. Okay. So, ooh, the Unknown comic. I love the Unknown comic and Gene the Dancing Machine. How about doing a video on cable TV kid shows? That's not a terrible idea. I've noticed in my series, because I've had that series, you don't remember these shows unless you're Gen X. I think I've done 3 or 4 of them so far. And I get a lot of comments about, because I mix just all the shows that I remember from, like, all that stuff comes from my brain. And I don't have like any kind of list that I'm going by or a news article. I'm just going from my head. And I get a lot of comments in those videos about how, if you didn't have cable, you don't remember some of these shows. A lot of the Nickelodeon stuff, obviously the Disney Channel stuff, and I get that. That makes sense. So maybe I should do something just on the cable. Let's see. Gong. That's incredible. So this is the show I wanted to talk about. I wanted to watch the segment on Tiger Woods that I clipped to put in the video, but I wanted to watch the actual segment about him. So give me a second and I'm going to bring that up. Let's see. That's incredible. Alrighty. Okay. Oh, hold on. So we're going to stop this for a second. Boop. And we're going to switch to... Alrighty. So this is a segment that had Tiger Woods on That's Incredible. It's from, I think, 1983. He's 5 years old. And this scene opens up with Tiger sitting on Fran Tarkenton's lap. And for those of you that don't know, Fran Tarkenton, before he hosted this show, was, I think, a quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, I think. So, yeah. All right, here we go. That's incredible. Tiger Woods. Like, that's interesting the way his parents approached that. I mean, we always talk a lot about how Gen X were latchkey kids and we were left, to do what we wanted and outside for hours a day. But man, like, he had the opposite. Like, his parents were all up in his business. I mean, but for better or for worse, right? I mean, they literally created the world's greatest golfer. But how do you even know at 11 months old that, to put a golf club in the kid's hand? Well, he did it. Wow. That's incredible. I didn't even mean to say that, but I did. That was not planned. Okay. So anyway, yeah, if you haven't seen my video about reality shows before the 90s, that's it right there. There's way more shows on there. But that kind of gives you a taste as to what we talked about in that video. All right. Good times are had by all on that one. Let's go ahead and stop that. Hello. Hey, I got bangs. Look at that. They're not looking too good today. It's the year of bangs. Let's see. All right, so let's go over to my video from the one before last. It's Xennial thing. So for those of you that don't know, I have playlists. Hold on. Let's bring it up. All right. So, obviously, I have playlists on my channel where I put everything together by decade. And I also put things together by type of video if I have a series. So this one right here, it's a Gen X Thing series. Okay, so I have 4 of them so far. So I have one that was the original that kind of kicked this thing off. And it did so well that I had to do more, obviously. So these were the original ones that went into my head. Then I did a follow-up for 80s primetime shows. Then I did one for 70s shows. And then I did one for 90s shows. You don't remember these 90s shows unless you're a Xennial. So we're going to watch a little bit of this. And then it's going to go into what I wanted to show you guys, the 1992 Nickelodeon time capsule, which makes me laugh. So, so here's the opening of this video. And if there's any shows on this list that you guys liked, didn't like, please let me know. Tell me.
Hey, you guys. So I was born in 1977, which makes me very much
Hey, look,
Gen
there's me.
Xer. I grew up in an analog world during the 1980s with rotary phones, VCRs, typewriters, 10 keys, cursive handwriting, Ataris, Cabbage Patch Dolls, and Saturday morning cartoons. But unlike older Gen Xers born in the 60s and early 70s,
That's a home video
the
from me and
90s
my
were
best
my
friend
teenage
Julie.
years when I was in high school and college. The exact same time that
And
we
that's me and
transitioned to
Julie
a
again in
digital
high
world
school.
of
That's my high
dial-up
school.
internet, AOL chat
My
rooms,
friend Amy.
GeoCities, pagers, car
That's me
phones
in
in a
my
bag,
bedroom.
and computer labs. I went into
I took a
1990 at
lot
the age of 12
of,
and came out of 1999 at
I
the
had a
age of
camera in my
22,
hand for a long time.
which means generationally speaking that
There's
I have
me
a
in
lot
high
of the
school.
same experiences as
There's
the
me
oldest
graduating from high
millennials
school.
born in the early 80s. Now, why did I just tell you all of
There's
that?
me working at my
Because
first
my
TV
birth year
station.
makes me not just a Gen Xer. It also makes me part of a small cohort known as Xennials or Xennials.
Ooh,
Those of us born in the
Xennials.
late 70s and early 80s who had an analog childhood and then experienced the
I was
transition
20
to
in this
digital
video
as we
right
became
here.
teenagers and young adults. We are the cuspers, a bridge from one world to another, the earliest adapters.
Hold
and
on.
I think this
Got
is
a
a big
question
deal.
here. Were those blockers red or yellow? I think they were yellow.
School
Hold
and
on.
college.
That's my yeah, those are yellow.
Exact same time that
That's from a 32-year-old VHS tape, so it's amazing that it looks that good. But when I was in high school, we had a TV station that started my freshman year in high school, and I was running that thing. That was my jam. I was so into it when I was in high school, and I would make different TV shows. So this TV show was supposed to be like Beverly Hills 90210, but based in my high school with all my friends. And so we would write and record and all this stuff every week. So that's me on the left and my best friend Julie on the right. Hilarious.
that we transitioned to a digital world of dial-up internet, AOL chat rooms, GeoCities, pagers, car phones in a bag, and computer labs. I went into 1990 at the age of 12 and came out of
Look at that
1999 at
hair.
the age of
I
22.
look pretty good there.
Which
That's
means
I was 15 or
generationally
6, I was
speaking that I
94,
have
so
a
I
lot
was
of the same
16.
experiences as the oldest millennials born in the
17
early
there.
80s. Now, why did I just tell you all of that? Because my birth year makes me not just a Gen Xer. It also makes me part of a small cohort known as Xennials or Xennials. Those of us born in the
Thank you,
late 70s
Brian. Did I get the
and
YouTube
early
links?
80s who had
Yes,
an
I
analog
have
childhood
them.
and
I
experienced the
saved that
transition
message. I
to
just haven't
digital
got to go
as we
dive
became
into it yet.
teenagers and young adults. We are the cuspers, a
But
bridge
yes,
from
I do,
one
and I'm
world
going to
to
use
another,
them for an
the
upcoming
earliest
video. So thank you,
adapters.
Brian.
I think this is a
Appreciate that
big
so
deal.
very much.
Now, the official time frame for Xennials seems to be those of us born between
All
1977
right.
and 1983, but we can't be that rigid about those years. As I found in discussions on X this past week, we could probably stretch that out to 1974-ish to 1986-ish, depending on where you were born and your family's socioeconomic status. But all
And
of
if you
that
had
is for a future
siblings or
video
not.
about Xennials that is currently in the works. One thing I do know is that this bridge generation is
Okay, so this guy on X like triggered me hardcore. If I have to use that word, I'm going to use a Zoomer word of triggered. I don't really give a rat's ass about much, but when he started saying that the bridge generation was called Centennials and it was between 1980 and 1990, I literally like was losing my mind. It got me so worked up. I was like, nobody born in 1990 was a bridge generation. It made me so mad. So anyway, that's kind of what started.
Is not people born between 1980
Kind of
and
accelerated my
1990, and they
Xennial
are
or
not called
Xennial
centennials, no matter what this
rant
guy
in this
on
video.
X says. So, anyways, today's video is
Oh,
all
that
about
didn't render
Xennials and
properly.
shows from the 90s.
But Jordan Catalano's sitting
made
in there. Look at
specifically
that.
for teenagers and young
And then we
adults
got
of that time
Baby
period.
Minkus. He was
Remember,
on the
this was during the
Torkelsons.
rise of
I loved the Torkelsons. Let me tell you. Love, 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 love. So there was like a few little shows from like the early 90s, right? That if you weren't born in the late 70s or early 80s, like you just didn't watch them. And I feel like the Torkelsons is one of those shows. Like if you were an 18-year-old Gen Xer in 1991, you were not watching the Torkelsons, right? But if you were a 13-year-old Gen Xer, 14-year-old, you were definitely watching Dorothy Jane. Am I wrong? What was the deal with the picture quality in some of the videos? There was a couple that didn't render properly when I loaded them up to YouTube, and I just let them fly. You know, sometimes, and a lot of this stuff, I mean, you got to understand that a lot of these videos that I'm pulling are from sources like it's off of VHS tapes. Some of them are off of YouTube. And just the quality is really, really bad. So, you know, when you're dealing with media that's 30, 40, sometimes 50 years old, you just kind of, you know, be thankful for what you can grab onto. Just a lot of this stuff I just want to kind of remember and like, you know, curate and keep in a place like my channel, because a lot of this stuff is just getting lost and forgotten. So I just kind of want to, you know, put it all together. So we'll watch a little bit of this, talk about it.
Unless you're an Xennial.
I know I won't get any copyright strikes for it.
Of course, I must begin with the namesake of my channel, My So-Called Life, the show that's basically the Xennial bat signal. Airing in 1994 on ABC, this one-season wonder starred Claire Danes, born 1979, peak Xennial, as Angela Chase, a flannel-clad teen drowning in suburban angst.
So Jordan Catalano was like my everything when I was 15, 16. The show came out when I was 16.
Where you actually had to talk to people.
But yeah, there's actually, and I'm talking about this in my upcoming Xennial video or Xennial video. There is actually somebody that called the micro generation, the Xennials called him Generation Catalano. I'm not quite sure why. But I guess because of My So-Called Life and because it's such that show for kids born in the late 70s, early 80s. But yes, that's one of the names of the micro generation. Others were Oregon Trail kids, the Star Wars kids, because we were born between 77 and 83 when the Star Wars movies came out. So, another video clip that didn't get rendered properly. It happens. So, let's go to Parker Lewis. Oh, Brian Krakow.
This show, the mythical Centennials were not even in middle school yet before it was off the air.
I'm not going to sit here and watch all of this, you know. But yeah, definitely check it out if you haven't seen it yet.
My So-Called Life is Xennial turf, and we've got the emotional.
Up next is Parker Lewis. Now, I have been talking to Corin Nemec on X.
Parker Lewis can't.
I'm kind of a big deal like that, you know, dropping names here. But I'm going to have him on a live stream soon. I just need to schedule it. He's super nice, like super nice guy. And I want to get him on here to talk about Parker Lewis. I want to talk to him about Parker Lewis, and I want to talk to him about the
Well,
miniseries that he did in 1989 called I Know My First Name is Steven, which I talked about in my miniseries video.
Parker spent his time dodging a
So, if you would like to see Corn on a future live stream, please let me know. And you can submit some questions and let me know if you'd like to get your chance to ask him some questions and talk to him about the stuff that he did in the 80s and 90s. And he still today does all kinds of stuff. He does he's a writer. He wrote a book recently, not too long ago. He's also a street artist, like a graffiti artist. Super cool guy. So anyways, I need to set up that live stream and have him come on, and we'll talk about Parker Lewis and all the cool things that he did in the 80s and 90s.
Parker Lewis bounced around Fox's schedule, eventually losing steam again.
Yes, Parker Lewis was on Fox. It was one of their earliest shows.
On VHS with its catchphrase, not a problem, and that iconic synchronized watch check.
Yes. Love this thing.
Sure hope he's looking out for me.
The Torkelsons was a sitcom that debuted on NBC.
The first season of the show was so good,
airing 20 episodes in its first season. Before
I hate that they changed it.
Show called Almost Home, which ran for 13 more episodes in 1993, totaling 2 seasons and 33 episodes altogether. Here's what happened. Created by Lynn Montgomery and helmed by Michael Jacobs, the Torkelsons starred Connie Ray as Millicent Torkelson, a plucky single mom in Pyramid Corners, Oklahoma, juggling 5 kids. Dorothy Jane, played by Olivia Burnett, Stephen Floyd, Ruth Ann, Chucky Lee, played by Lee Norris, and Mary Sue, after her deadbeat husband, Randall, bails. Also in the cast in season 1 was William Shallard as quirky boarder Wesley Hodges. These first episodes, the show was a rural heartwarmer, complete with Xennial Dorothy Jane, moon chatting from her bay window about her crushes. But the problem was, it tanked in the ratings after NBC moved the show to Sunday nights and put it up against 60 Minutes. Still, NBC didn't want to ditch this little gem of a show, so they retooled it to broaden the audience. They ditched the rural Oklahoma setting for Seattle, asked 2 kids, both Stephen and Ruth Ann, ghosted with no explanation, and they changed the name of the show to Almost Home. Millicent now had a new gig as a nanny for a guy named Brian Morgan, played by Perry King, and his pair of spoiled teens, Molly, played by Brittany Murphy, and Gregory, played by Jason Marsden. This massive change flipped the script from folksy struggles in the Torkelsons to an upstairs-downstairs type clash between the conservative Torkelsons and the liberal Morgans on Almost Home. Producers thought the urban vibe and Perry King's star power would hook more viewers, but it traded some of season 1 charm for broader sitcom tropes. Still, for 90s teens like me, the Torkelsons and Almost Home was a must-watch. I absolutely loved this show. I related so much to Dorothy Jane, the awkward young girl who was dreaming big while stuck in her small town of Pyramid Corners. Even with the revamp, Almost Home couldn't crack the ratings code, though. King's stiff comedy clashed with Ray's magic, and Chucky Lee's shift to wise-ass grated fans of his understated season 1 pre-Minkus hoot. The core audience loved Millicent and Dorothy Jane, but the contemporized setup didn't pull the masses. NBC axed it quickly after 11 episodes aired, with 2 more burned off in the summer of '93. Luckily, the Disney Channel reruns aired from 1994 to 1999 and kept it alive for Xennials, but the split identity of the Folsey Season 1 and the Soapy Season 2 made it a tough sell for syndication or revival. Too niche, too tampered with, and it faded as a 90s casualty of network meddling.
Man in the moon, tell me I was switched at birth. 2 look-alike babies got mixed up and sent to the wrong families. And for 14 years I've been forced to live as a Torkelson, while my actual family lives in Palm Beach and drives a Lincoln Continental. Who are you talking to? I'm talking to the man in the moon. Say hi for me.
All right. So yeah, I did that video a couple of weeks ago. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out. But now that got me thinking. I don't know, I'm just doing a whole stream of consciousness here. A live stream of consciousness. That's terrible. It's a terrible joke. All right. So a lot of the shows on that video were from Nickelodeon. We didn't go into them, but there were shows on that video like Clarissa Explains It All, 15, Welcome Freshmen, And they shot a lot of those. Oh, look, my brother's in the chat. Where'd he go? Fart noise. He's so kind. Anyway, so there was a lot of Nickelodeon shows on that Xennial video or Xennial video, and yes, they shot them all in Orlando. Okay, in 1989, I went down to Disney World in Orlando when I was for my 12th birthday, and they had just opened the MGM Studios and Nickelodeon Studios. And so they shot a lot of those shows down in Nickelodeon Studios in Orlando. And in 1992, they did a time capsule at Nickelodeon Studios. And I wanted to show you this because it's pretty funny. It was hosted by Joey Lawrence, because of course it was. Whoa. All right. So let's watch the video first, and then we're going to go through everything that they put into the time capsule.
Yeah! Woo! All right. Great to be here today. Today is G-Day. That's right, G-Day, the day we're going to take this time capsule right here and stick it into the ground for 50 years. You guys ready for this? Yeah! All right. Now, you may be asking yourself, you may be saying, I wonder what changes in 50 years. Well, it just so happens I've got a box right over here from 1942, and I'm going to show you what they used to play music on in 1942.
We'll talk about that in a second.
It's this thing. It's a record by Perry Como. You drop this thing, it'll shatter like a plate, and it actually just did. Now, we asked you kids out there, we got a newspaper right here. What are the newspapers? Now, you may ask yourself, what's a newspaper but a list of the things that have changed since yesterday? We put a newspaper in that time capsule right there. We asked you kids because we wanted to show kids in the future what was important to us here in 1992.
This is April 30th, 1992.
So what we got a list of some of the things that you guys read off to us. We have we're going to go through it. Read it off right here. We got the smallest thing is a stick of gum. We got a skateboard in there. We've got 6 books, a history book, a comic book, a phone book, and a world atlas. We've got news reports from Desert Storm, the AIDS crisis, the end of the Soviet Union. We got movies, Home Alone and Back to the Future. We got photos of things that were too big to put in there, so we took pictures of them. Bicycles, trains, cars, politicians. None of them in there. We got celebrities. We got a piece of the Berlin Wall. We got lead pencils, this week's TV guide. We've got a baseball in there. We got all sorts of stuff. We got a Barbie. We got a Game Boy. I mean, you can see the list right here. We got some great stuff in there. We even got a Nicktoons t-shirt. We got CDs by Michael Jackson and Hammer. We even got some Twinkies in there. We also have a special guest here today. I'm going to call her up here. Put your hands together for Vicky Horn. Vicky, come on out here. This is Vicky. Now, Vicky, where are you from?
Orlando.
Right here in Orlando. Well, you're a very important part of the show here today because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be videotaping the ceremony, and the last thing to go in our time capsule is going to be that videotape. So are you ready?
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, step right over there. And we also have another special guest. Put your hands together for this guy. He's the star of the hit TV show Blossom, Joey Lawrence. Come on up, Joey.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Joey. Nice to see you, man.
Thanks, Mike. Been in my video.
Now, how's things going with Blossom?
Blossom is going great. We are starting our 3rd season July 6th, and we're doing unbelievable. So,
and you guys are in the top 20 this season,
top
right?
20, yes.
Fantastic. Okay.
Very happy.
Now, I understand you brought something with you to put in our time capsule.
I did, Mike. I brought a whoa hat.
Let me hold this up. Explain this whoa hat to everybody.
Well, each week on the show, I have this saying, and it goes, whoa, and I say it almost every week. It's kind of become a big thing. So as a joke, I had hats made up for the cast and crew and decided to put one in there.
Fantastic. You sure you can part with this thing?
Okay,
put that in there.
All
we
right,
got
Mike.
the whoa hat going in there. Now remember, it's not going to be, you're not going to see this thing for 50 years. Now, also, Joey, I think you put that on right there. I want you to do the honors of pressing the button and lowering our time capsule into the ground. Crane Man, are you ready? Okay, beautiful.
All right,
Go
Mike.
ahead, press the button, man. We're all set. Wow! Who was that?
I have no idea, Mike.
It's a DeLorean.
A DeLorean.
Who is that? Is it Michael J. Fox? I don't know who it is. He's driving around here.
Guy looks familiar.
Oh, actually, ladies and gentlemen, it's Dr. Emmett Brown from the Future Institute of Technology
so right.
here at Universal Studios in Florida. Yeah. Give a warm welcome to Dr. Brown.
Hold everything. Go bury that time capsule.
Yes, 50 years.
Doc, what's the problem?
It's
what is
still
it?
buried.
Michael, Joey, thank goodness I got here in time. Terrible news, just terrible.
What is it?
Well, I was working on one of my new DeLorean prototypes when I accidentally crossed some wires and shot 50 years into the future. And that's when I made the discovery of catastrophic proportions.
What's the problem? What's the discovery?
This is awful, by the way.
In 2042, there'll be no more GAC in the world.
No more GAC?
Exactly. So for the sake of future children everywhere, you've got to put some GAC into that time capsule. Otherwise, the future is sunk.
Doc, I understand what you're saying, but, I mean, I don't know if I can get some on such short notice. I mean, these things take time, Doc.
Wait a minute. I have a suggestion. I think it's time for the GACmeister.
That's a good idea, Joey. GACmeister!
GACmeister!
GACmeister out here! We got some GAC.
All right, here's the jar. Here's the lid.
All right, we got some GAC in there. We're going to need that. This GAC's going to last 50 years, so make sure it's got it in there. Okay, thanks, GACmeister. We can always count on you. Yeah, make sure that thing is sealed tight.
There we
We want
go.
GAC all over those CDs and stuff like that. Okay, get that thing back on there. Well, we have averted future catastrophe once again. Thanks a lot, Doc. Appreciate it.
No problem, Michael. Don't mention it.
Hey, actually, while we have you here, could you possibly tell me who's going to win the World Series this year?
Great Scott, I'm not going to get into a mess like that again. You know what happened the
Minnesota
last
Twins,
time.
right?
Just kidding you, Doc.
Oh, look, I've got to get back to the Institute of Future Technology and more time travel volunteers here at Universal Studio waiting to try temporal displacement. Michael, good luck with
Doc,
the time
thanks
capsule.
again, man.
Take
Appreciate
care.
it.
Joey, say hello to Blossom for
All
me.
right, thanks, Doc.
And we'll see you all in the future. Bye-bye.
Doc Brown, everybody. Doc Brown.
Doc.
He's a crazy cookie man, man.
He is
isn't
a
he,
cookie
Joey?
guy.
Okay, hey, Vicky, did you get all that on camera? Good job. Okay, actually, we're going to take this video camera, and the last thing they're going to see on this videotape.
This is a sight.
Yeah. All right. They're going to see us saying goodbye. Hey, yeah, there you go. Me and Joey. There you go.
All right. Wait a minute.
Put the whole thing in there, Joey, will you?
All right, I'm going to put the whole thing
Okay,
in.
put the whole thing in there.
All right.
We'll open that up in 50 years.
Maybe
All right,
able to
get that
use it,
baby
work
in
it,
there.
or use
Can you
it?
fit it in there?
Yeah, it's it.
Okay, put that on there.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
50 years, that baby. Okay, there you go.
All right, ready?
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, do the honors. Press that thing together.
There we go.
On this spot in 50 years, the kids of the future will be able to come here and visit the first world headquarters from kids and find out what is important to kids today. We hope by then that we have found solutions to our problems, that our dreams have become realities, and that the concerned kids of 1992 have become the concerned adults of the year 2042.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah,
I think
Joey.
the time capsule will really become a part of our history, huh?
A big part of our history, Joey. That's right, and we're going to have a special
Big part
plaque
of our history.
commemorating our time capsule for all visitors at Nickelodeon Studios here in Universal Studios in Florida. But our contents, the contents of this time capsule right here will remain untouched until April 30th, 2042.
That is not
2042.
correct.
This is Mike O'Malley
And Joey Lawrence.
reporting live from Nickelodeon Studios in Florida.
They really are. They'll have are important. Oh my goodness. That was funny. All right, so yes, it was moved. So here's well, first of all, let's go into what was in there. So they put in VHS movies, including Home Alone and Back to the Future. CDs, I love this. Including Please Hammer, Don't Hurt Him by MC Hammer. Amazing that they put You Can't Touch This in there. And Michael Jackson's Dangerous album. A Nintendo Game Boy. Rollerblades. I tell ya, his teeth. Reebok pump sneakers. And as we saw, a jar of GAC at the request of Dr. Emmett Brown, or Timu Emmett Brown, as one of y'all said. Yes, Joey Lawrence's Woe hats, which are important. News reports, including coverage of the AIDS crisis, Desert Storm, and the end of the Soviet Union. Books, including a world atlas, a history book, a comic book, a phone book, the Orlando TV Guide for the week of April 30th, 1992, and a copy of the Book of Endangered Species. An issue of Nickelodeon magazine, a Nicktoons t-shirt featuring Ren and Stimpy, a piece of the Berlin Wall, a Barbie doll, pencils, a skateboard, a baseball, Twinkies, a stick of bubblegum, photos of things too big or alive to fit inside, including bicycles, planes, trains, cars, politicians, and celebrities. A videotape from the girl that we saw, and the camera recording the tape, which appears to have been unplanned. Because Mike O'Malley and Joey Lawrence both looked baffled about how to remove the tape from the camera. All right, so here we go. After Nickelodeon Studios closed in 2005, the time capsule was moved to Nickelodeon Suites Resort in Orlando, and it will be removed and opened on April 30th, 2042. And Mental Floss promises full team coverage on that day. So there you go. I know it was silly, but it's fun. So there we are. Oh, man. Okay. Are we having fun yet? Oh, man. Okay. What do I got here? Thank you, Brian. You're so good to me. I super appreciate that. I'm more than halfway to the silver play button, right? That'll make me a real YouTuber when I get the silver play button. I'm kidding. Oh my gosh. I can't even believe that I have 50,000 subscribers. And I have channel members. So Petty Kitty here has been a member for 4 months. Amazing. Ben had 50K ravioli for this event, which I super appreciate. So thank you guys so much on helping me hit 50K. Absolutely amazing. This is super cool. So I need to make my live streams a little bit more enjoyable, I guess. I never know what to say. All right, here we go. For like since I started this channel over a year and a half ago, anytime I see a reel or something silly on Facebook or Instagram, I save it into a folder. And well, thank you. Yes, it is in Burbank. I meant to. Okay, I knew that they had moved it again. So let me find out, where is the Nickelodeon time capsule? And yes, Nickelodeon Animation Studio in Burbank. So it's still scheduled to be open on April 30th, 2042. And but yes, it was moved to Burbank and out of Florida. So thank you for telling me that, because I remembered that, but then it wasn't in the article. So all right. Let's see. Let's go into my Facebook reels and watch silly things. What do you say? All right. So I don't know what a lot of these are because it's been forever since I've saved them, but we're just going to watch them and have some fun.
Santa Claus is coming to town. What we're showing you is a live shot of the biggest Christmas movie set ever staged in Ohio, Public Square, downtown Cleveland. The calendar may say this is January 19th, but in movie land, this is still pre-Christmas December. Staff reporter and would-be movie critic Paul Orlowski is somewhere down on that massive movie set right now. Paul, tell us about all this peculiar activity we're looking at.
Well, I've got a great view, Ted. I'm on top of our truck looking at all of this. It looks really nice. They've got diagonal parking just like the 40s and all of that. Public Square in general, and Higbee's in particular, is the scene of a movie. It's called The Christmas Story. It's a story of a little boy back in the 1940s, and a lot of work has gone into making Public Square look like it might have looked back then. Tonight it is lights, a camera way up there, and lots of action on the square. 1982's Christmas lights are down, and 1940s are up. Hundreds of vintage cars and costumes are the backdrop for this film. Old-timers say the film crew did its homework well.
I remember it. I was 14 years old then. It's a fine job on it.
It looks a lot like it, huh?
Mm-hmm. Sure does.
I think it's terrific.
Yeah. Pretty much the same as I remember.
Everything is perfect, right down to the license plates. Push-button phones are covered by old phone booths. The RTA's colors are hidden by what a bus stop used to look like. Even an old streetcar. this extra is convinced.
Vote Roosevelt, not Dewey. Roosevelt and Truman's the one for us. He'll keep us out of that war.
There's lots of snow, but even Cleveland couldn't produce enough snow. Soap suds fill in the gaps, and the lights are glorious. Higby's windows show a simpler time, when skates and dollies and a sled were what Santa brought, not a video game in sight. The cold caused some problems, but not big ones. And for others, an old-fashioned muff did the trick. There are a lot of spectators down here, Ted, watching the movie being filmed, but there is one problem. If you go to see the movie, they're only going to identify this as a Midwest town. Higby's name will be used, but you won't know that it's Cleveland.
But they don't really mind if we sort of come down and watch over their shoulders as they shoot this movie tonight, huh?
Well, as long as you stay outside the lines that they fenced off, no. And it's very interesting, beautiful scenery.
11:30, 25 minutes away. Thank you, Paul. Santa Claus is coming to town. What we're showing you is a live shot.
How fun. So again, these are just random. We're just going to watch them. Let me know what you think in the comments. If I have anything exciting to say, I will share. Who remembers Get in Shape Girl?
Showing the world what you can do. Yeah, look what you can do.
Sorry. Let's try that again. Boy, I'm going to get my life together here. Stupid Facebook, I swear. I have a Facebook group, if y'all don't know. The link is in the description of my channel. But, man, I just don't use Facebook anymore.
Look at you, showing the world what you can do. 1 and 2. Yeah, look what you can do. Get in shape, girl. You love the feeling. Get in shape, girl. It's so appealing. You can put the workout bar on any door. It comes with leg warmers, tutu, head and wristbands, cassette and instruction posters. Get in shape, girl. From Hasbro.
Oh man, get in shape, girl. All right, so I don't know, I saved this one. This might not relate, but to everyone, I'm a huge Dave Matthews fan. At least I was in the 90s. I followed him all around the country for a couple of years. And I'm currently watching Severance, so this reel made me laugh. I love how you talk Okay. Makes me laugh. Oh man. I know that was for me. Let's see here. We'll go past that. Kmart in 1998. Who wants to see it? I know I do. Are all the Kmart's closed now? I think they might all be gone now. That was almost sad. Oh man. Yes, you were definitely Dylan in the DMV Severance video. Thank you, brother. All right, up next, Debbie Gibson performing Only in My Dreams in Pittsburgh in 1988, because of course. Now, I wanted to be Debbie Gibson. The fact that my brother's watching this makes me laugh because he probably knows all of Debbie Gibson's songs simply because he had to listen to them on a loop between their bedroom through our bedroom walls for about 2 years. So he's probably having nightmares and horrific flashbacks at the moment while watching this. Yep, that was her very first big song. I loved her. I had her cassette. It's called Out of the Blue. And I wanted to dress like her and fix my hair like her and be her. Can't remember my lunch order from 2 days ago. I remember all of these songs.
Do that to me one more time.
Hi, if you like soft rock music like we do, you'll love Sessions' new album called Secret Love.
It has 48 soft rock classics by the original artist.
Just listen.
So I'm saving all my love for you, baby. Come to me. If ever you're in my arms again, cause I'm well belong. I'm never gonna let you go.
That was fun. Sweet dreams you can't resist. What is this one? Let's find out.
Sweet dreams you can't resist. N-E-S-T-L-E-S.
I think I need to do that like
sweet as this. N-E-S-T-L-E-S. Creamy white. Dreamy white. Nestle makes the very best. N-E-S-T-L-E-S. Sweet dreams you can't resist.
That was funny. Oh man, the sound of the receipt printing and star-shaped scanners at Walmart in the 90s. 97. Oh yes, that sound.
Yeah, I believe so. Just different sizes.
The star-shaped scanners. They should bring all that back. Get rid of all the self-checkout crap. They're taking their good old American time, aren't they? Let's prove it. Amazing. That was fun. Let's see. Was this a reel? Oh no. It's from Kevin Smith when he showed that he wrote Clerks on the Smith Corona 86 personal word processor. I used one of those my freshman year in college. Sure did. Let's see. People in 1993 react to credit cards being accepted for what?
Cash or credit?
First credit Burger King.
The home of the Whopper is offering cash or credit.
I think it's pretty bad if you have to use a credit card when you go to a fast food restaurant for something as little as $3.10.
If I use my GM card, I get a 5% rebate. If I eat here long enough, I'll be able to buy a pickup truck.
Burger King bosses say workers won't have to figure out how much change the customer gets back.
I just hope it doesn't slow things down at the cash and carry, that people are going to be having to call New York and get the confirmation or, whatever it is. Because when I want a Whopper, I want it now.
Just another way to spend money. I'm sure it'll work for people on vacation when they don't have to do something, but I can't imagine it working on a day-to-day basis here.
So far, the smallest credit has been for $2.50. the largest just over 10. Jamie Costello, News Channel 2.
Cash or credit?
What? The home of the Whopper is offering.
No, I hate that I don't carry cash hardly anymore, but it is what it is. My little debit card is my thing. All right, let's see. 1988-89, McDonald's printed 80 million copies of this record. With a teacher instructing his class to sing the menu song. If the class sang the song without a mistake, you won $1 million. What? A 13-year-old boy, Scotty Landreth, found the winning record in a stack of newspapers going to be used for their fire. Oh, okay. All right. So there's 80 million copies of this record with a teacher instructing his class to sing the menu song. Is that Big Mac, Filet-O-Fish, quarter pounder French fries? That one? So if you got the copy of the record where the class would sing it without a mistake, you won $1 million. And so he found a 13-year-old boy named Scotty Landreth. I don't remember this at all. I mean, I remember like all the Monopoly stuff on the scandal that happened with that, but I don't remember this record player. Does anybody else remember the record player? All right, so Gobbledygook remembers it. Interesting. I need to do a whole video about McDonald's. McDonald's has been such a Gen X. I mean, they started all their marketing to kids and stuff in the late 60s, early 70s, right when Gen X started being born. And they catered to us all through the 70s and the 80s, even into the 90s. And then they turned all their restaurants into little prisons. Gray prisons with no playlands. So I need to do a video about that. I'm also doing one about Bud Light. It's very interesting. Bud Light was literally made for our generation. And there was a whole reason why and the marketing they did. But it was the #1 beer in America the year that Gen X turned 21 and stayed there until the last Gen Xer was out of their 30s. And it's very interesting, the story behind it. So, anyways, I'm babbling at this point. All right, Karate Kid, 1983. What's this one all about? Rehearsals. Everybody else love Cobra Kai? Cool. That's right into it, Johnny. That was fun. With a nice little Bananarama Cruel Summer in the background. Cobra Kai was awesome. And the ending, I think it went a season too long, personally. But still, they ended it perfect. Perfect. I mean, it was Johnny Lawrence's story, really, right? And I love that they did that. I love that they gave us the perspective of Johnny Lawrence. Because yes, you are correct. He was a better Karate Kid than Daniel. If you think about it, like Daniel shows up and randomly starts fighting with him and trying to take his ex-girlfriend and good stuff. All right. 1985 auditions for parts in Back to the Future. Hold on. Let's get the sound up here. All right. Different actors reading for parts in Back to the Future.
Hey, McFly. What are you doing in here?
Oh, hi, Biff. How's it going?
Don't change the subject, McFly. I thought I told you never to come in here.
Well, yeah, Biff, you did. I mean, I thought you wouldn't mind if I just stopped in for a soda.
Well, it's going to cost you, McFly. Now, how much money you got on?
Oh, well, how much do you want?
How much you got? I think. I gotta have time to recopy. Now, if I turn in my homework in your handwriting, how's it gonna look? They'll kick me out of school, right? You don't want to get kicked out of school, do you?
You're good, Marty. You're really good. And that audition tape of yours is great. You've got to send it to the record company.
Look at that.
Hey, hold it. What if they say, get out of here, kid? You got no future.
Yes, he
I'm
was.
gonna put myself through all that anxiety.
Filmed, shot 6 weeks of footage. Got fired.
Well, you know, they say that all of our emotional anxiety comes from our parents.
You don't mind if we park for a few minutes, do you?
No, why do you think I mind?
Oh, I don't know. It's just, some girls don't like to.
Marty, you're almost 18 years old. It's not like I You seem nervous.
I think C. Thomas Howell would have been good in this. Of course, it's Michael J. Fox.
Here, have some of this.
Where'd you get that?
Well, I swiped from my dad's liquor cabinet.
Lauren, you shouldn't drink.
You don't mind if we park for a few minutes?
Why do you think I would mind that?
Well, I don't know. Some girls don't like to.
Marty, I'm almost 18 years old. It's not like I've never parked before. So what are your parents like? Are they as square as mine?
Lorraine, lately I've come to the conclusion I don't know anything about my parents.
I did not know
Hey, why are
this.
you so nervous?
Well, have you ever been like in a situation where, well, you know you have to act a certain way, but when you get there, you're not sure you can really go through with it?
Like when you're out on a first date with someone?
Well, sort of.
That was cool. That was super cool. Let's see. Yep, that was Ben Stiller. Yes, Tom Wilson has a YouTube channel. Oh yeah, very, very good one. Tom Wilson does have a YouTube channel, and he has a song that he made responding to people asking him questions about Back to the Future. Have y'all heard that? It's pretty great. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on just a second. All right. I found it. Let's see. Share my screen. It's called The Question Song. Oh, that was good stuff. Have y'all heard it before? Oh, gotta love it. All right. We're going to watch a couple of more things on my reels. If you have any questions for me or anything you want to talk about, let me know. And then we'll kind of wrap it up. All right. We'll get into my X bookmarks, the next live stream. All right. 1980 McDonald's classic commercial with Michael J. Fox. Hold on just a second. Maybe I should share it with you guys. I'm just sitting here watching it myself. All right, hold on. 1980. Is it on now? Yes. 1980 McDonald's classic commercial with Michael J. Fox.
Would you like some of my fries?
Oh, yeah, thanks. I kind of ate all mine already. Hey, would you like a napkin? I got a couple here, really.
No, thanks. I'm fine.
Great. Gee, it's getting kind of late, huh?
Yeah,
I really had a great time tonight.
me too.
I guess I better get going, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Suanna?
Huh?
Nothing. Night.
Chucky? You deserve a break today. Thanks for dinner. Nobody makes a day like McDonald's can.
Found this hidden gem on Tubi. Haven't seen this one in a long time. What are we talking about here? Oh my God. I forgot about this. Listen to Me. We got Jamie Gertz. We got, is that Amanda Peterson? And Kirk Cameron. And Roy, what's his last name? I forgot about this movie. I might have to. I bet I could watch this on a stream. Listen to Me. Forgot about that. All right. The Las Vegas Strip, March 1975. It looks different now. I didn't go to Las Vegas Strip until 88. My dad thought it would be smart for a family vacation at Christmas, I guess. Roy Scheider, yes. Yeah, they've imploded a lot of places and completely built new hotels and stuff in the last 20 years. Not even the same place. Alrighty. There was one thing I know that was in this. Let's see. Oh, wait, hold on. Aquavella commercial, Pete Rose.
Hey, Pete Rose! What's a man really want from an aftershave?
And
Not
Thomas
fancy
Howard.
perfume or fancy bottles.
Not fancy prices.
No!
A man wants to smell like a man.
There's something about Aquavella.
He wants to
be cool and refreshed.
That's
There's
Howard.
something about Aquavella. A man wants to feel like a man.
Feel like a man.
Cause there's something about an Aquavella man.
I'm sorry. That you had to see that. Let's see here. All right, this is something to haunt your dreams. Well, that's the girl from Rags to Riches. And really scary looking Cabbage Patch Kid. Those giant Cabbage Patch dolls are kind of scary looking. Well, of course, the Lawrence brothers. Yep, it's a Thanksgiving Macy's parade.
I'm Otis Lee the Great, and I'm here to stay. You won't believe
This is really, really freaky.
Come on, let's meet them one by one.
Hi, I'm Sybil Sadie.
She's pushy and a little bit snobby. Collecting bugs, that's her hobby.
Good morning, I'm Tyler Bull.
Well, Tyler's mathematical and a little mysterious. He's awfully reliable, but I am serious.
This is terrible. I can't. I don't know if you can get more Gen X than this. Okay, challenge accepted.
You'll get used to me in no time. You'll see. What do you mean, get used to you? I mean, I'm gonna start hanging out with you guys. Bring a little laughter into your life. You see, I'm gonna sing in your band. Give me a break, will you? You be friends with us singing our band, doing those practical little jokes of yours. That's me. But why? What did we do to you? Yeah. Do to me? Well,
yes,
you stole my heart.
on Kids
That's
Incorporated.
What. I like you guys a lot. 1, 2, 3, go!
Oh God,
Get down, get that hook. Get up, get that hook. Yeah. Hey, look me over. Tell me, do you like what you see? Hey, I ain't got no money, but I'm rich on personality. Hey, check it all out. Baby, I know what it's all about. Before the night is through, you will see my point of view. Even if I have to scream and shout, baby, I'm a star. Might not know it now, but baby,
I think that's really his voice that he's listening to.
I don't want to stop until I reach the top. Sing it, girl. Get down, get up. Hey, take a listen. Tell me, do you like
there's
what
Fergie
you
right
hear?
there.
If it's your turn, y'all, just say the word. I'll be gone, but I know there's nothing wrong with your list. Hey, check it all out. Better look now, just might be too late. Look them chasing out, there's gotta be a better life. Take a picture, sweetie.
You're welcome.
Got no time to wait. Oh no, baby, I'm a star. That's right, might not know it now, but baby, I'm a star. That's right. I don't want to stop until I reach the top of figure. That's right. Everybody say nothing comes too easy. When you got it, man, nothing comes too hard. Just do what I'm about. If I gotta scream and shout, baby, 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 baby.
This is
Might not know that,
okay.
baby,
Choice.
I'm a star. I don't wanna stop until I reach the top. Sing it, girl. Ooh. Baby, 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 I'm a star. Baby, 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 I'm a star.
That was
get used to me in no.
That was a video we watched. You can. They're on YouTube. Chick-fil-A was only in the mall.
Decisions big, decisions small. A shopping spree can be such fun. A happy time for everyone. A special feeling when you try the perfect thing you want to buy. Yes, here's the one. You know it's true. You found the one that's right for you. And now it's time for one thing more, to taste the taste worth shopping for. Hey, Chick-fil-A today, Chick-fil-A, the boneless breasted chicken we're famous for. Hey, Chick-fil-A today, Chick-fil-A, the good taste has you coming back for more. Hey, Chick-fil-A today, Chick-fil-A, the taste worth shopping for.
Let's see. This is Bruce Willis's screen test for Moonlighting.
If you don't leave this very instant, I'm gonna scream.
Oh my goodness. Well, that would bring the geek in here, wouldn't it? Tell me about him anyway. I hope you two aren't planning anything serious.
Mr. Addison.
Yeah, that would be a waste. I mean, this guy's obviously not from this planet, you know? Now, I'm willing to wager, and we're talking considerable money here. I am willing to wager that this guy wears colored underwear. Deny that this man blows bubbles with his drool. A simple, true, false statement. Of course he does. Look, I just want to talk to you.
But I don't want to talk to you.
Nobody else could have been David Addison.
If you don't leave
Oh,
this very
another
instant,
one. Who's this guy?
Oh my, that would bring the geek in here. Tell me about him anyway. God, I hope you two aren't planning anything serious. Yeah, that would be a waste. This guy's not of this earth. I would be willing to wager, and we are talking considerable sums of money here, that this man wears colored underwear. Tell me you're in a position to know and break my heart forever.
Who is that?
I'm going to call the police.
Deny that the man blows bubbles with his drool. Come on, I just want to talk to you.
But
I can't tell who that is.
to you.
Sure you do.
If you don't leave this very instant, I'm gonna scream.
Oh my goodness. Well, that would bring the geek in here, wouldn't it?
Ah, so good. All right. I'm just going to keep watching if y'all are okay with that. I'm going to keep going through a few of these. I didn't realize I had so many.
Store in Rochester, New York could be the market of the future. It looks like any other supermarket at first glance, but it is one of the largest that I have ever seen. It has over 85,000 square feet of shopping space. It's almost like a grocery shopping mall. What makes it special are the convenience extras. It has a computerized pharmacy. Prescriptions are analyzed for customers for possible dangerous interaction with other drugs they might be using. To help lower prices, it provides the largest bulk food selection that I've ever seen. Here I found barrel after barrel and container after container of everything from baking mixtures to soft drinks to potato chips. You can even buy plastic forks by the pound. Each item is then bagged and marked with a universal product code right on the spot by a clerk for faster computerized checkout.
So they just had everything in buckets
And you can do all of your banking on an automatic teller machine or use a bank teller without ever leaving the store. This is also the first food market in the country to computerize the counting of cents off coupons. No more waiting for the checker to count out each coupon. It's done as fast as it can be passed over the scanner. But this is what really caught my eye. Everyone complains about locating an item quickly. Here they have computerized store directories. To find what you want, you simply touch the screen and an alphabetical listing is provided. Touch again, and the computer tells you where it is. The screen then shows you where you are and how to get to the item you want. Where is it going to end? Like other businesses, it looks like the computer will run the supermarkets of the future, like this one in Japan. Even the stock boys are computerized robots, and they never seem to rest.
Yes. I had the Wonder Woman underoos in the 70s, so I had to share this.
My favorite heroes are Spider-Man and my Uncle Fred. My favorite heroes are Wonder Woman and my mama. My favorite heroes are the Hulk and Great Aunt Molly.
Underoos. They even come out heroes against warm water and detergents.
Batgirl and my daddy.
Be a Christmas morning hero. Give Underoos.
Something bad about having kids in underwear on a television commercial. I mean, but yes, had my Wonder Woman underoos. One of my earliest memories. Let's see what we got here. Okay, we got rapping in a Wendy's training video. 1990s.
Drinks, cold. Are you ready? Here we go. Soft drinks, lemonade, water, cold tea. It's up to you. It's up to me. Cold drinks come in 4 cups. Gotta know the size before you fill it up. Biggie, medium, small, kids meal. Keep it straight. It's a good deal. Use the scoop to fill with ice. Never use the cup. Take my advice. The soft drinks fill the ice halfway. No matter the size, that's what I say. Tilt the cup and push against the lever. Keeps the foam down now. Isn't that clever? If there's still foam, let it settle down. Don't pour it off or your boss will frown. When you reach a 1/4 inch from the top, that's where you want to stop. If the customers say they want to stay, put the drink on the left-hand side of the tray. If the order's to go, put the lid on tight. Make sure it pops to do it right. Then hand that drink to the coordinator and tell the guest you'll see him later.
Ooh, coordinator and later. Simon.
Don't forget to smile when you serve cold drinks. Always say thank you to the guest. You're the one that can make the difference.
Sorry about that. Next up, what we got?
This is the way credit cards used to work. Visa, Diners Club, American Express, MasterCard. They all work the same way, but they're all going to change. This is the sweep of the future. And this is International Verifact, the company that makes that little machine in a plant north of Toronto. This gizmo is the built-in telephone so the credit card reader can dial up the computer and see if you're good for it. This is a smart card, and it's the future. That gold seal actually covers a tiny computer that remembers everything, how much money you've spent, how much you have left. John Elliott of MasterCard in New York explains just how powerful a smart card is.
This is an example of what it would look like if you could peel away the back of our existing card, the card with the chip in it. What you'd see is a chip with data storage and another separate chip over here with the processor itself. Processor has the same processing capability as an Apple IIe. It has a 64K memory and an 8-bit processor.
Ooh,
the smart card is being tested in Maryland. With it, you can't overspend your limit, and fraud is almost impossible. The card's inserted, a personal identification number punched in. The card itself authorizes the transaction and remembers how much you've spent. Right now, there are about 6,000 of these smart cards in use in North America. By the end of this year, about 30,000 will be used in tests in the United States. This is the way credit cards used to work.
Yeah, I remember having to swipe those little things. Let's see. This really happened. Check this out. Well, I saved it for a reason. Let's find out what happened.
Seen this hip-hop dancing all over the United States and Canada as we've been touring. Now let's meet our hip-hop dancers. Heidi. TJ. Susan. Jamie.
Oh, Jamie in his hat.
I think we're ready to go. Let's do some great hip-hop dancing. Vaudeville. 2 steps, running man. Twist. Running man. Twist. Scissors. Jump. Pigeon. Window washer. Basketball. Big slide. Use that left. That's jamming.
Karen teaches hip hop. You're welcome for that one. I'm not going to play the whole Pearl Jam one because I'll get copyrighted quickly. Oh, this was kind of cool. Daughter captures lifetime of goodbyes from her parents through photographs. This was really neat.
Finally tonight, hear that simple question. What if you could look back at all of your goodbyes with your parents? Tonight, two parents waving goodbye to their daughter over the course of 27 years, nearly 3 decades of goodbyes captured. Pat and Jerry Dykeman in their driveway in Sioux City, Iowa. Their daughter, Deanna, began taking photos of them waving goodbye to her back in 1991. You can see Deanna right there in the side view mirror. She lived 400 miles away and would take the photos, she said, to help with the sadness of those goodbyes. In the summer, in the snow, eventually waving goodbye to their first and only grandchild, Deanna's son, Theron. There he is at just 2 months old, then as a boy, a teenager, a college student. This is the last photo Deanna would take of her father. He would die just a few weeks later. She would continue taking the photos, her mother, now waving goodbye alone. 8 years later, Deanna would lose her mother, too. This is the last photo she would take in that driveway, and for the first time in her life, no one waving back. Tonight, her collection of photos from Sioux City, Iowa, titled Leaving and Waving, now touring art galleries around the world. Deanna hopes others will see the love in the eyes of her parents waving back, just as she did, and she hopes her loss will help others process theirs. Tonight, Deanna, that daughter and photographer, telling us, I hope that everyone thinks about appreciating the ordinary moments of life with their dearest ones. Tell them you love them. Go visit your parents or give them a call. Don't wait until you think you have time. You never know what might be different tomorrow. Tonight, one daughter sharing a lifetime of goodbyes.
Wow.
And what a gift, those goodbyes, moving the world. Good night. Finally tonight, hear that simple question.
That was really good. How neat is it to have something like that? Like I often am just like so happy with myself that I kept all the fact that I had a video camera in my hand in the late 80s, early 90s, and I kept every VHS tape that I ever had. I'm so glad that now I have all of that, and I lugged those boxes around for so long, but that is so cool that she took a picture of her parents every time she left the house for 30 years. That is so wow. So that kind of went from the laughing to the crying, but hey. Okay, we got a lot of Christmas stuff. We're going to go through that. 1979 Star Trek Happy Meal commercial.
These are the vehicles of McDonald's Star Trek meal. Their mission, to let your child boldly go where no child has gone before. 5 exciting boxes covered with action scenes, games, jokes, all based on Star Trek, the motion picture. Inside, a regular hamburger, fries, soft drink, a McDonald and cookie sampler, and a Star Trek prize. McDonald's Star Trek meal.
Oh yeah, my brother sent me this thing about James Vanderbeek from Dawson's Creek. He posted something on X the other day. Let me see if I have it still. If not, we'll talk about it in the next live stream. Oh my god, there's so much stuff on X that I've bookmarked. I might have to go ahead and go over here. All right, hold on. There's so much to do. I'm just gonna have to do another one. Let's just do another live stream tomorrow night. And we'll do more of these. These are fun. Do you guys like this? Like watching, like going through all these different videos that I've bookmarked over the years. There's so many. There's one that I wanted to show before we go, because I've been on here for almost 2 hours. Where is it? Got a lot of stuff from my so-called live. Oh, it's probably not available right now. It's probably one of those that it's not available right now. All right, let's switch over to X. We'll do a couple of my bookmarked X stuff, and then we'll call it a night. And we'll do more tomorrow. I'm just gonna go ahead. We're gonna do this again tomorrow night. I'm gonna start live streaming more often because this is fun. Alrighty. Oh, here's this guy named Brian I don't know how you pronounce his last name. Romilly, I'm not sure. But he like has this amazing, like, I think he's one of those computer people that's been in it for 40 years and has this most amazing archival footage, just random stuff. This is a $25,000 computer from, when was it? Well, dang it. 1989, $25,000 laptop.
It's list price at $49.99. This one goes for $95 or $11 grand.
Okay.
Depending on the drive.
Kevin? $79.99 without modem, 2 megabytes, 40 megabyte hard disk, and $84.99 with.
Well, this is equivalent to an IBM AT. This is a 12 megahertz 286. It's got a 287 socket. It's got a 20 megabyte hard drive, a 3.5-inch floppy. This is an EGA compatible screen. It's got 16 grayscales. So on the back here, you've got all your standard ports. There's external video for an EGA monitor, 2 serial ports. It's also got a space here for a modem, which would be this kind of modem here.
In addition to the desktop features like removable keyboard and all the ports and full complement of memory, we have a tremendously viewable fluorescent screen here. And if you notice, I'm running Microsoft Windows and Excel here, and the spotting of the cursor is something that does move quite well across the screen.
Love it. So Super 70 Sports also has a great page. This kid right here answers the question, what were the 70s like? Better in 2 minutes than I could answer with 1,000 words.
Youngsters that know what they want to do in life from the time they can talk and walk. And I think that must be true of 13-year-old Terry Evil Knievel Bollinger, who set aside today to prove to all he could jump over 10 trash cans with his Junker Special. Terry has worked and planned 3 years to reach the 10 trash can moment very intently the past 6 months. Last week, he jumped 8 cans. His crew, 3 buddies and his brother, worked until 6 this morning getting his bike in shape. The bike? Oh, nothing too special. Made from the parts of several other bikes with special balloon tires. I'm told the special tires help break the fall in the event of a nosedive. There was a small dedicated few on hand for the great moment: Mom, Grandma, and neighborhood friends. Terry, now wearing his orange jumpsuit loaned to him by his mom, sat psyching himself up while the crew worked diligently setting up the jump. Mom on the sidelines, camera in hand. And of course, the media, waiting for this moment of drama on the southeast side of Indianapolis to take place.
Oh, here we go.
Just getting yourself tested up, is that right?
Yeah.
How's it going to look for you?
It's going to be all right. I'll make it.
Is it? Okay, let's go at it.
I'll make it.
Lucky landing. Yeah.
Right on.
Here we go. Oh!
Let's catch this great moment again.
So
slow
good.
motion. How you feel?
All right.
You hurt yourself, did you?
No.
What happened?
Not at all.
Maybe my arm.
What happened?
Couldn't get going fast enough. Too big of bearings.
When are you going to try it again?
Next Monday.
Next Monday. Okay, we'll look for you there.
All right, thanks.
That was young Terry. He made a valiant effort. Didn't quite make it this time, but as he said, he'll be back next Monday. Barbara Boyd for the news, Channel 6.
I love it. That was a news story. All right. What is she? Do you guys watch these Gen X people online?
Let the record show I did not want to make a TikTok today. 5 minutes ago, my bra was off. I wasn't wearing pants. I don't have my fancy ring light. but I keep seeing this shit. What I'm not gonna do is sit here and watch the younger generation come in and just piss all over Ice Ice Baby, okay? I don't want to see none of y'all going like, Ice Baby. No, relax your shoulders, okay? She was all in her legs. You're gonna go side to side, okay? You got 3 counts, so turn around, it's a back spin. Boom, boom. Yep. In the beginning of the song, he's gonna say, let's kick it. I need you to resist all urges to actually kick, okay? No, you're doing the running man. You better get those knees up. Arms
the running
up, okay?
man, yes.
What we're not gonna do is that shit. Kick out, kick in, pow. Let's get to the pulse. This is not the Macarena. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's time to do the floor hump.
I know this.
I better lower this shit. I'm gonna hump the floor. Hang on.
Oh, she's gonna actually do it?
5 down 6. You're gonna
I don't
hump
think I
on
can
7
do
and
this.
8. 7, 8. It is a one-handed hump.
Oh yeah, I can't.
Oh shit. And you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. But you're gonna jump with it. So it's like 1.
Okay, here we go. I know this. Down. Yep. She good. Good for you. Oh, you do it.
I want to see some Vanilla Ice dances. Use the shit I taught you.
I don't think I can do that. Oh, I can't think of her name. I need to find out. She's all over my TikTok feeds. Not my TikTok, my Facebook and my X feeds. I don't use TikTok, by the way. Oh, I need to find out what her name is. I'll get that information for you and have that tomorrow night. Oh my gosh, I got a super chat. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? The Willmeister, $10. Thank you so much. That's insane. Thank you. Congrats on 50,000 subscribers. I love your videos. Thanks for the education and nostalgia. Also, your actual voice sounds different from your narrator voice, which is cool either way. Well, actually, it does. I took a lot of voice classes in college. I had a broadcasting and news broadcasting degree, journalism. And so I took a lot of different voice classes to learn how to speak on camera. So there's going to be differences, but also I had all my teeth taken out in December. And let me tell you, that changes how you sound and how you can talk. There's a couple of videos that I made right after I got it all done where I have like a huge lisp. It's kind of funny. One video I made without my voice at all at Christmas time because I literally couldn't talk. So yeah, so I do have what we call a radio voice or a broadcast voice. It was taught to me. Thank you, Mr. Tom. What was his last name? Oh, that's gonna drive me nuts. It's sad when you can't remember names. All right. All right. 27 years ago, March 14th, 1998, the final episode for Norm Macdonald, who is paid tribute at the end of what is possibly Robert Smigel's wildest TV funhouse ever, Conspiracy Theory Rock. Unsurprisingly, this one would get cut from future reruns. I love Conspiracy Theory Rock. This is good stuff. And R.I.P. Norm. I love Norm Macdonald. Love, love, love. Oh, look, I have a friend. My brother just brought up my, hold on. My little tiny tot. Say hi. Look, your sweater matches my shirt. He's going to the beauty shop tomorrow. He needs a bath and a haircut. Yes, he does. Uh-oh, now my cat wants to come up and hang out. I'm getting overrun by animals. Hi, Tot. Say hi. Say hi. Yes, I have. Not since it was on TV. That's the one with the Jonathan Brandis, right? Okay, go on. The animals are going nuts. All right, guys. It's been a couple of hours that we've been hanging out. I'm going to go ahead and stop this right here, but we're going to come back and do this again because I have so much fun stuff to share. So meet me back here tomorrow night, same bat time, same bat channel, 6 o'clock Central Time, and we'll do another live stream back to back. Yay! So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I super appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow night, guys. Bye. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all the chats. I will go through and read all the comments that I missed. And I'll talk to you tomorrow night. So come see me again. Bye, guys. Okay, bye. I should have said that.